Hi everybody and welcome back to SE Aviation, and today we're going to be looking at the Navigraph Flight Sim Community Survey results. Enjoy! So Navigraph, as you can see here, is a company that makes charts and makes flight simulation data that's very useful for people flying. Now, this is mostly for desktop simmers, but it's very useful as well for mobile simulation. Of course, realistic mobile simulation. And every year, they do a flight sim community survey in which they ask tons and tons of questions to get and analyze them statistically and give results based on how the people's reacting to different software and tons of things. So I just wanted to share with you the results. For that, you can right here download the full report from Navigraph blog. So let's click here. And here you have the flight sim community results. So we had a lot of respondents. Well, they had, I'm not part of that. 23,000 more or less respondents, 118 questions, 30 partners. Look at all those partners, including, of course, Laminar Research, which is X-Plane, and SimBrief, which is where you get your flight print from. So they asked a lot of questions, and the most important ones were this one. So you can see here, how old are you? It's very interesting because most people are about 20 years old, but still they are quite very well spread through the years. You can see there's nobody at 5 or 10 years, but from 15 up to 80 years old or even 85, there's still a lot of people that flies. Now, still the simulation community is dominated by male. There's very few female right here. Non-binary 0.3%, well, and 1.6% prefer not to say. So we still have people that are not male, fully male, in the flight simulation community. Going down here, it's interesting because still, as in the last year results, most people are from the US, the United States, then goes the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, Australia, France, Netherlands, Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Sweden, Belgium, Norway, Austria, and Brazil. So those are like the most important countries in aviation in the world, and looks like they are also the most flown ones in the simulation community. Moving down here, you can see that most people don't work within aviation, most people don't have a pilot license, most people are not currently enrolled in flight school, but most people, well, they are also not considering taking lessons, but they would like to take lessons the next year. So you can see the percentage are still, not that low. 25.7% of people are considering taking real-world flight lessons. The main purpose of flight simulation is to state curiosity or interest in aviation, but we have a lot of people doing it for, gaming or entertainment, and a lot of people from a familiarization with the cockpit, the airport, or the airspace. So you can see that still quite a lot of percentage is still going dedicated towards real training, real education. You can see here it's training towards a pilot license, 6.1%, still quite high. Familiarization is quite high, but mainly curiosity or interest in aviation. Now, most people use the sim about 5 times per week. Some people use it even 15 times. Well, not 15, more than 10, but that's still quite a lot of time for a week. You also have here that mostly a typical session lasts for 2 hours, but we have people that their typical sessions, it's about 10 hours, so that's crazy. That's probably people that like to do very long flights and they just go to sleep while the simulator is flying by itself. Now, Navigraph also did some questions about the COVID-19, and it's interesting because most people spend the same amount of time, but still 43% of them spend more time now that this thing has happened, which makes sense, absolutely. At least for me, I answer that I spend more time. Yeah, I answered that in that question. This is more of hardware and software. This goes more for desktop simulation, but you can see that the amounts have increased a bit. And well, most people have changed to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, although there's nothing like that on mobile, which is my primary interest. It's interesting to know. But this is the most important statistic for this video, and it's how often do you fly any of the following flight simulator software. Now, the most popular one was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Then goes Explain Desktop. Now, why might that be? Well, one of the reasons is because Microsoft graphics took down everything. Even though their flight models or cockpit models were not that good, the graphics just were amazing, and people really like that. But still, Explain is on the second place, and Explain is just a great simulator. But look what's below here. There's Explain Mobile, and they don't have, that low statistics. Still, there are others like Lockheed Martin Prepared 3D, and you have DCS World, which is not a simulator, it's more like a game, but it can't. So you can see here we have Aerofly. Still, Explain is above. But look at this. Infinite Flight is getting more people than Explain Mobile, and that just tells one thing. People like more gaming than simulating, which means that less professional people are really trying to fly. For example, I would never fly an Infinite Flight because it does not have all the features for like real pilots that Explain offers. So that's more like it's kind of obvious because most people do that simulation just because of fun. This is a more like precise statistic on the specific most popular flight simulators. And well, those were just some of the graphics. However, you can download here the whole report in a PDF that has every single question. All of that is indexed there. Let's, for example, look at here. Where it charts the use, switch aircraft add-ins, desktop switches, ownerships, internet connection speed. That's a lot. And when I mean a lot, it's a lot of questions. Let's just choose one randomly. This one. Do you fly combat missions in your simulator? Most people don't. Let's take this one. How often do you fly any of the following combat flight simulator software? Most people fly DCS. Let's take another random one. How often do you fly simulators on the following platforms? Look at this one. It's interesting because most people do it on desktop, but quite a lot still do it on mobile, and just some on Xbox or Nintendo or PlayStations or that kind of things. So yes, I will leave a link for this right here in the description if you want to check the full report. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.